into the article. Shout out to the whodatdaily.com. With this article, our Saints contributor wrote, much love on that. 15 burning questions for the New Orleans Saints headed into the 2025 training camp. And these are some of the questions that we want to know about the black and gold and how it will go, right? So heading into the 25 training camp, Saints face a number of critical questions that will determine the trajectory of the season. With new leadership under Coach Moore, retooled offense, new defensive faces brought in by Staley. Training camp will be the ultimate proving ground. 15 burning questions. This is based upon Niles Carpenter, our contributor's questions on. He had a really good article. If you want to go, you can go to whodatdaily.com and share that article. That would be nice. All right. So anyway, the offensive questions. Number one, those 15 questions. Who will be the starting quarterback for the New Orleans Saints? With Derek Carr now retired, the spotlight falls on rookie second-year quarterback Spencer Rattler. Both bring different styles and strengths, and their battle will dominate the headlines. What's up, Cartel? Shout out to you, brother. Appreciate you being in the live. This is the thing to kind of talk about, fam, when we discuss who will be the starting quarterback going into the upcoming season. Who's the starting quarterback? Yet to be determined. But my thing is, even though I think so far, I think Spencer Rattler has it. I think he has it a little bit. He's a little ahead of him because of his experience. You cannot. Spencer Rattler ain't playing no games. He's been working all off season. His temperament. He's been cool, calm, and collected. He's focused, and his goal is fixated on becoming a starting quarterback. A massive chip on his shoulder. Right. The difference is both of them. I love both of the will and the grit of both these young quarterbacks. We had interviews that we played. You see the composure of a young, focused Spencer Rattler and the heart and toughness of a young Tyler Shough. These guys are gritty, composed people, good players, and the battle is going to be a very respectable, tough battle. Right? It ain't going to be nasty because both of these guys are going to be helping themselves. And ain't going to be some junk like we seen happen when we seen when Brett Favre was operating with Green Bay. He didn't want to help Aaron Rodgers. It's famous about that Aaron Rodgers was saying that when he was in Green Bay that Brett Favre ain't help him. And he was cussing and said he ain't help him with you know what. He ain't help him with shit. That's what he was That's what he said. He ain't helping with nothing. He ain't giving them no credit because he didn't want him to be there. He felt threatened by him, right? Because they knew he was the heir apparent. Apparently he didn't like it. And some of that Rodgers did to Jordan Love. You know what I'm saying? He did some of that to Jordan Love. But the bottom line is we won't have that type of energy because regardless if it's Tyler Shough or Spencer Rattler, we're going to have good quarterbacks to guide this team. And listen, let me tell you, if injuries hit one of these quarterbacks, regardless of who is the next guy is going to step up and make it pop. So we're in a good shape as far as that concerned, in my humble estimation, about what's going on with Tyler Shough or Spencer Rattler. I think Spence is a little ahead of him right now, but Tyler's got his money. And let me say this before I move on to the next thing, because it's a little bit of a difference. The difference that I see outside of the physical traits, like you got a 6'5" Tyler Shough, tall guy, athletic, moves around, stand tall in the pocket. Spencer Rattler, a little shorter, athletic quarterback, intelligent, heady guy, big arm. Both of them got big arms. Accuracy need to be improved with both. Spence might be a little bit better. But this is the thing. Who gets the chip, the big chip on their shoulder? Both of them got chips on their shoulder. Spencer Rattler was taken in the 5th round. He felt like he was a quarterback that should have got picked up early on. He felt like he was a guy that should have been maybe in the 2nd or 3rd round. No way he felt like he was a 5th round quarterback. We know that. He downplays the chip, but feeds off the chip. So you don't focus on. He plays with the chip. Most great ones play with a chip on their shoulder because they felt like, for some way, because of their talents, they got disrespected. Where their draft status was, so they do all about the business to make you pay. That's what kind of mentality that Spencer Rattler had. It's a little different in terms of Tyler Shough, because Tyler Shough was not seen by many people as a 2nd round quarterback. He wasn't. So he was taken higher than many of them thought he should go. But the chip for him is proving, not to us so much to say, but to himself, that he can stay healthy and guide an NFL offense and basically, kind of fortify, to Mickey and not Mickey, but the coach that, hey man, you made the right choice taking me in the 2nd round. A little bit different. Nobody's seen Spencer Rattler. I mean, not Spencer Rattler. Tyler Shough as a second round quarterback. A lot of those and it's no disrespect to Tyler, he knows that. A lot of those quarterbacks wasn't supposed to go where they went. They were reaching on quarterbacks, grasping on quarterbacks, and most of these guys ain't gonna be ready to play right away. With the Giants, I don't think he'll be ready to play right away. You see what I'm saying? But the thing that helps Tyler Shough is the fact that he is advanced in age. If it's not like 2 or 3 years old, right? It's a guy that just walking in, he 22, 21, 22, 23. Trying to learn. This guy 20, he's gonna be 20. What is he, 25 now? Like 25 years old. He's gonna be what, 26 in September? So the guy is like 4 years off of 30 years old. He gotta get it, baby. So yeah, he married. I don't know if he got kids, but I know he married. He 26 years. He going 26. Goddamn, he better. As a young quarterback, he is mature. I give you that. 7 years of college. Good Lord. But at the end, that boy should be a doctor. He should be Dr. Shough. You spent 7 years in school. You ain't get out of that with a doctorate or master or something. I don't know. But anyway, that's a lot there to be. Yeah. He got took at the second round, and Spencer got took in the fifth round. Spencer, and a lot of people felt Spencer should have went a lot higher than what he did. A lot of people thought Tyler was supposed to go a little lower. But nonetheless, they both play with chips on their shoulders. It's kind of drawing out the difference. What's up, Farouk? Shout out to my brother Farouk out there. Much love. What's up, Ray Ray? Shout out to you, man. All right, so let's go to the next one. Who be the starting quarterback? Ultimately, in the end, I think I would like Spencer Rattler to get it because I like Spencer Rattler, but listen, no disrespect to Tyler Shough. I like Tyler Shough too. I think Tyler Shough kind of showed some stuff to us about his mentality. I love the fact that regardless of what happened from a health standpoint and the injuries, he kept to his goal, he kept his dream, and he made it manifest. He became a quarterback. He showed somebody, because all you have to do is to show one team that, hey man, take a chance on me. I won't let you down. Only you have to prove it to everybody. Just one team. He showed the Saints that, hey man, I could be that guy for you if you give me a shot. Well, you got to. If Tyler is going to be in camp, it's going to be a battle between him and Spencer Rattler. I already told you that. The room is tilted toward Tyler Shough, obviously, because Tyler was drafted by Kellen Moore, right? He was drafted by Kellen Moore. He's advanced in age at going to be 26, whatever it is. So he has to hit the floor running right away, right? And he has to get into the starting job right away because of age and all those aforementioned things. But the floor is tilted toward Tyler Shough to start. The only way Spencer Rattler gets this thing, if Spencer has to come in there and he has to make it, he has to blow him out of the water. It can't be a competition. It can't be close. If it is close, they're going to go to Shough. But you know that, and I know that, is that if it's close, they're going to go with Tyler Shough because that's Kellen's guy. Even though Kellen say, hey, man, Spencer this, Spencer that. The guy that drafted Spencer Rattler is no longer with the team. He's gone. He up there, he's gone. The dumb coach and his offensive coordinator, they're somewhere else. The guy that came in, this is his handpicked successor. And if he felt some kind of way about the previous quarterback, there wouldn't be no need to take this other guy. You just kind of fortify him with a veteran. But be that as it may, this is Tyler, is tilted toward Tyler. Y'all put that together. Let's move to the number 2 question. Can the offense thrive under Kellen Moore? Kellen Moore and offensive coordinator Dougie Nussmeier bring a fresh offensive identity. Will the Saints personnel adapt quickly to a modern motion-based offense? Yes, they will. It ain't going to be instant, but the thing is, I know it is a lot easier in the NFL to learn to run the ball versus passing the ball because a lot of times passing is based on running the ball, right? Because running the ball is easy, right? It is elementary. You get this big guy and that big guy and this big guy, that big guy and that big guy, and tell them, hey, listen, you want to run over there. And we got this running back here. You get them other guys the hell out of the way so we can go over there. That's bottom line. So you put hands on these guys and you remove them and create space for your guys to run behind that and make some stuff work. Very simple concepts. We don't have to complicate it, right? Very simple. Then if you have all these different motion schemes and all this kind of stuff, that kind of flips things and, you get a little complicated there because like we seen the first 2 weeks of last year when Kubiak was talking about all this other stuff about what they want to do, and it only showed in 2 games, right? And then 2 games. Then you lose McCoy, it all changes. I was never a lover of the fact that the the center was doing all this. If the center gonna do call for protections on the line, we understand that most centers that's the duty. But the goddamn quarterback got to know that too. By trying to simplify the game plan by burdening the center or not allowing the quarterback to learn what the center learns so he can make the shifts and be on top of his game. That to me was just made things worse for the quarterback. So whatever happens in terms of that, the intelligence, that guy, they need to have that. They need to understand what's going on out there. They have to understand how to read the defenses. They have to understand to keep the cadence. They have to be able to know how to audible out of a run because you see them stacking the box, to a pass to take advantage of them. They got to have to see if you see safeties cheating or linebackers cheating. You're going to have to make those changes at the line and living live at the line and reading what the defense is giving you and shifting or shaking or adjusting something else, depending on the overall intelligence of the Saints offense. Now, we know McCoy is smart. We know all these guys are smart. How fast can they adapt to the philosophies and principles that Coach Moore is going to bring? That depends on the running attack, because the running attack will buy time for everything else to develop. It's just simple as that. And I'm pretty sure most of these quarterbacks know how to operate a play action style offense. They know how to run RPO if they need to. You see what I'm saying? You got both of these quarterbacks, athletic guys. We got athleticism all over the team, so we can adjust, adapt, and do whatever the hell we want to do, right? So we'll see. It all depends. I think they can, but we have to get to the run because you have to win as you learn. You do not be like the New Orleans Pelicans Summer League team. You out there, you're losing games, but the game is to win as you learn, to win more than you lose as you learn, because you're learning something doesn't always give you the right to lose because you're learning. You have to win as much as you can while you learn, or you won't be here very long. That's why they pay you the big bucks. I know it don't sound fair on all this kind of old stuff, but this is the cantankerous, energy, high-paid world of the NFL. We paying you the big bucks. Therefore, you must produce as fast as you humanly possibly can. It's just what it is, right? Especially if you come into a pressure cooker situation like New Orleans that has been flamming and bull crapping around this whole time, right? With dumb head coaches and bad decisions and excuses and not wanting to fix anything. And it wasn't because, and remember, it was the people that got that other guy fired, not that other man. He was forced to adapt after you got that guy out of here. So after fiddling around with 4 years of bull crap, people are going to be patient to a fault, right? Up to a line. They're going to show some patience because there's some new stuff here. We understand it's a learning process, but you don't have a long leash on that because you're not living in a competitive. You ain't like you in a division where you in the NFC East. You got Washington on the move. Philly just won a championship. Dallas trying to do some stuff. You see what I'm saying? You got competitive teams and they're all clawing and popping at each other to get that. That's not the NFC South. We got some good teams, but a lot of these guys are still learning. So you got to get it going. So running the ball is key to all the success that we're going to have. And it helps out all these other complex schemes you want to run after the fact, right? All right, number 3, will the depth at wide receiver be positioned? Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed are locked in, but injuries and inconsistency has exposed the lack of reliable depth last year. Who steps up? This is a great question. Great question that Niles put together. Now, the wide receivers that the Saints currently have, Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, both coming off injury. An experienced Brandon Cooks who still has speed, right? Well, I know a lot of people have given Brandon Cooks, he didn't get the kind of, and listen, man, to be honest, I never thought that Brandon Cooks would be a Saint again. I'm just going to be honest with you. So I guess it really didn't sink into me yet, even though we signed him a while ago, that he's a Saint again, right? But the bottom line is we wanted a wide receiver. We just wanted a taller one. No disrespect to Brandon Cooks, because Brandon Cooks can still provide depth for you. He's still a burner. He's smart with his route running. He's an incredibly versatile athlete. So from a perspective, we a lot of the people, and I know he kind of feels some kind of way, there's a lot of people like, man, what the hell is he doing here? Man, what the hell is you doing here? Oh, I just signed. I'm just trying to make a living. But the bottom line is, shout out to Brandon Cooks, man. It's not that. It's just the fact that we wanted to have a bigger physical wide receiver to complement Chris Olave. We thought that guy would be MVS. We thought it would be MVS or an MVS type statured player. A guy that's 6'3", 6'4", that has speed, that works perfectly opposite of a Chris Olave with Rashid Shaheed in the slot. You see what I'm saying? They tried to do that. They had Michael Thomas and Chris Olave. That's what we were looking for. So when Olave is now 1, Rashid is 2, and Brandon Cooks is 3, you're like, what the hell is this, right? Where's where the physical possession receiver at? So that's what it is. So B. Cooks, don't take that personal. But who steps up behind the veteran? We know that Rashid Shaheed, he's a Pro Bowler. He went to he's Pro Bowl. We know Chris Olave is a top-notch talent. We know that Brandon Cooks is a reliable veteran. But outside of those guys, who do you have? You have Bub Means, right? Who did some stuff well, but got hurt. We don't know what he is. We thinking he can be good. We just don't know yet. Kevin Austin Jr., the same as Bub Means, except he got drafted. Bub's a little bit more talented than Kevin. Kevin showed some stuff last year. These are young wide receivers that got hurt, but we still don't know. We've had peaks of their talent. We still don't know who they are quite yet, right? Or what they could be. Then you had guys like Cedric Wilson Jr. The Saints gave Cedric Wilson Jr. a 2-year contract to be here, right? They gave him a 2-year deal. The bottom line on Cedric Wilson Jr. is that we don't know, he was supposed to be the veteran. He was supposed to step into the possession because when Michael Thomas left, they brought in Cedric and he was supposed to be the possession man. Did not work out. He stunk in Kubiak's system. When he played, he was hurt a lot of times, and when he did play, he was ineffective. His blocking wasn't all that. He was out there dropping passes, and he just was not he just was a mess in that Kubiak system. Didn't make any sense. But then, can he get better? Now, this is a guy that knows Kellen from the Cowboys days when he had some production. Can Kellen Moore get him to be productive inside of this offense? Can he do something? Then you got guys like Mason Tipton, Dante Pettis, who's a 6'1" wide receiver with good speed, is a good kick return, punt return man, can stretch the field for you. Got hands, got to work on his route running. But I like Pettis a lot. He still needs to be, still need a little seasoning. He still needs some more time to develop, but he's a good young wide receiver. And then probably the X factor is Donovan Peoples-Jones. Donovan Peoples-Jones, a guy that had a 60-catch season several years ago with the Cleveland Browns. Looking for a home, Cleveland left him. He's considered a guy on the back end. Not on the back end, but he's a guy that's kind of lost in the wide receiver room. Can Donovan Peoples-Jones be that X factor? Can he climb the Saints wide receiver ladder and kind of get to that fourth wide receiver slot? Can he be that guy? And of course, Moochie Dixon, Chris Tyree, these undrafted guys, more than likely headed to the practice squad, depends. But who steps up? That will be what we're looking at. But besides the top 3 wide receivers, if the Saints do not bring, we know they had a flirtation with Gabe Davis. We know there were rumors speculating Keenan Allen, even some small stuff about Amari Cooper. These are physical possession type wide receivers that will fit well next to Chris Olave. They've been in systems where they worked with Kellen Moore before. If the Saints stance is like, oh, we're good with these wide receivers, who's going to step up from that group and become something special? Who steps up? That'll be the answer. Is it Bub Means? Is it Donovan Peoples-Jones? Who's the guy outside of the top 3? All right, then another wide receiver's moved to number 4. Can Brandon Cooks provide the veteran presence and production the Saints need? Back in New Orleans, Cooks brings speed and experience. His connection with new QBs will be key. When we know Tyler Shough worked with some of these other guys in the offseason, trying to get a camaraderie, a chemistry by throwing to him, trying to learn their tendencies early to give them opportunity. They have more of a seamless transition in the offense. But the reality is, what does Brandon Cooks bring? Speed and experience. That's the 2 biggest things. How much can Brandon Cooks help the Saints? He can help them in a multitude of different ways. But in the end, the bottom line is, I still feel we need another veteran there. Now, Cooks can help the younger wide receivers, a bunch of young wide receivers. You can't teach them the game. He can catch the ball. He can run good routes. He ain't a locker room cancer or a poison. So he can be a help there, but I don't know, outside of that any more than that, right? Can he be any larger than that? All right, number 5, who will emerge in the running back room behind AK-41? Who will be the guy? Well, Cam Akers, Devin Neal, Kendra Miller, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, in the mix. The RB2 spot is wide open. This is what Niles is saying. I don't know if I was said. I guess you could consider it wide open because it wouldn't be all these guys here if it wasn't. You don't draft a guy in what was it, 4th round, Devin Neal, and you don't bring a guy in like Cam Akers. You don't re-sign Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You don't bring these guys in. Then there's Yarns. There's the kick return, punt return man that's also in the mix. Not to just leave anybody out of the running back mix outside the guys I said, but it's Velus Jones Jr. as well as Marcus Yarns, right? These are two guys. And Velus Jones Jr. is a guy that could make the team based on his ability to play special teams, because this will be his way to make it on the team. He can very well make it. If he's good enough for special team, they'll make him double think about this thing, right? But who will emerge? Kendre Miller, the job is in his hands. If Kendre Miller, who's supposed to be healthy, starting training camp, if Kendre Miller don't bring it, they're going to have some problems, fam. I'm just going to be honest with you. What's up, A-Camp? Shout out to you, my brother. Good to see you, man. Rewind the times. What's up, brother? How you doing? Big ups to you, man. Appreciate y'all being in the live, man. All right, yeah. It's what's interesting to me, fam, is this. It's all on Kendre. Kendre Miller was given a clean slate by Kellen Moore. He told him that. So all he has to do is come to camp in great shape. Stretch. Stretch like Bruce Lee told you, you stretch a lot, make sure you hydrated, I don't know what you got to do something, brother. Because people are now saying, listen, Kendre Miller, they drafted him high. He was supposed to be the perfect complement for Alvin Kamara. At some point, he was even seen as a guy that might be heir apparent to him. I remember there was times when they drafted Kendre Miller, a lot of people were like, man, Q, you can go ahead and let Elvin go. We got Kendre. I remember people was telling me that. I was like, no, we're going to hold on to him, brother, because we got to see if he can do it, right? We've seen what he do in college. We know that he has a talent, but he has to put it all together over a period of time, be able to have faith that he can do it. What Alvin Kamara did, what all the other great backs did, they were able to put it together for a period of time. And that is where we are with Kendre Miller. Now, the Saints also letting Kendre know we're not going to wait on you. That's why Cam Akers is here. That's why Devin Neal, Kansas, the rookie, he's here. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is another versatile back. So the Saints have open spots behind AK-41. And it's up to Kendre. It's up to Kendre. That is going to be an interesting battle in that running back room to see how that stuff shake up too, fam. Just to be honest with you, it's going to be fun.